Welcome to the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Brought to you in part by Master Networks Wylie and powered by the Difference Media LLC. Today's show is hosted by the creator of the North Texas Community Difference series, Lendon Wilson.
And co-hosted by Maegan Lunte with Brightway Insurance and Dr. Nutt with Retrouvé Wellness.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our co-host and their guests share thoughts and insights about being a professional and the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in a very special way. Because the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. I'm Lendon Wilson. I am the creator of The Difference and one of the thought leaders behind the community shows, along with Nathan Smith and Brian Poduska. Both have been with The Difference for quite a while. And we really came up with the community shows because there's so many people in these communities that go unnoticed and unseen. They're doing some amazing things, and we wanted to be able to highlight that, focus on that. The small business owners, we're all small business passionate, and they are really the backbone of our communities. And so that's how we created The Difference, the North Texas Community Difference. And Wylie's our first show. We are currently working on Rockwall, Rowlett, Denton, and Frisco. So there may be 4 more coming online real soon, and we hope so. Because as I said before, these communities all really work and gel together. I think you're going to be really excited to see and hear about what's going on in Wylie. Wylie is an amazing place, a lot of amazing people and amazing business owners. And I'm about to introduce 2 of them right now. I want to bring on Dr. Nutt and Maegan Lunte. Did I say that right, Maegan? Did I get it right?
You did. You got it correct.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Ladies, welcome to the show. I just had a message. Let me get this message up here because this is Nathan. He's one of the co-hosts. And Nathan, if you are able to watch this morning, you should have been hosting this morning because I'm having to produce and host. And that's not always the easiest thing to do. So I hope everybody gives me a little bit of grace on that because I've got 3 screens going and a lot of buttons to push. And I still got to pay attention to the conversation. But welcome to the show. Maegan and Dr. Nutt both I met through the Master Networks Wylie, who is a promotional sponsor for this show. We're very proud to have Master Networks a part of this and all the fine people that go to that networking organization. So now I want to give both of you ladies a chance to introduce yourself and talk a little bit about who you are, what you do, and then we'll play off of that a little bit until we get up to our next segment, which is What's Up, Wylie. So who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Maegan.
Okay, I'm Maegan Lunte. Thank you for saying it correctly, Lendon. I am the owner of Brightway Insurance. We are a property and casualty insurance company, so we focus on everything but life and health, and then also extremely involved in the community, whether it's through the Wylie Education Foundation, the Chamber of Commerce. You'll see me pretty much all over the place, just serving the great people of Wylie, and it's something that fills my cup. So that's a little bit about me.
Awesome. All right, Dr. Nutt.
Maegan's being humble. She was named Wylie Citizen of the Year in the house.
Thank
you.
Yes.
Wow. That is being humble, isn't it?
My name is Dr. Nutt, and I am a chiropractor here in Wylie. I've been a chiropractor for 8 years now, and my practice has evolved so much in that time. I've been in different locations and focused on different specialties and done all kinds of different things. But now I have a home practice in my home here in Wylie. My practice name is called Retrouvé Wellness, and Retrouvé is an adaptation from a French word that means that feeling that you get when you reconnect with a loved one after a long period of time. It means to reunite, to rediscover. And that is my whole philosophy with my patients. I want to help them reconnect to themselves and rediscover that connection, because we live in a world that really disconnects us from ourselves, from our hearts, from our soul. So with my treatment, my goal is to help people just kind of connect to themselves, mind, body, and soul.
Wow, it's a good explanation, and I love that word. I love the play on words like that. I've always found that to be very fascinating. So let me ask this: we've got several people watching now. Marissa Page, thanks for watching. Marissa's part of the show as well, so glad to have her watching. Don't forget, if you are watching and listening, to uh, you can comment, ask some questions of our guests if you'd like to. If you've got anything nice to say about them, you can say that. If you got anything bad to say about them, don't, because I won't put it on the screen anyway. So it doesn't matter. But I know nobody's got anything bad to say. So tell me, ladies, what is it about Wylie that you both love so much? What is this? If you could name one thing, and I know that's hard to do, but if you thought of 5 things, what would be the first thing you would think of that makes you love Wylie so much?
I love Wylie because it is a fantastic place to raise my kids. It reminds me, I grew up in a really small town in Michigan, and Wylie reminds me of that. But what's nice about Wylie is that it's also close to all of the activities that you can go to Dallas in 40 minutes, and it's kind of close to everything too. So I just love how safe it is here, and the business community has been amazing, and Wylie loves Wylie, and I love Wylie.
That's exactly right. I love that.
That's perfect, Dr. Nutt. I would say my one word is togetherness. So Wylie really takes care of each other, and we act together. So we kind of move. I kind of think of it like a school of fish. So we all kind of have the same wants and drive, and we just kind of move together to make those goals and dreams come true. So it's a little gym here in Texas, and I love that we found it and we get to live here and do business here, and our kids go to school here and all the things. So, but togetherness would be my word about Wylie.
Great. Both good explanations. I agree with you. I know that when I moved to Wylie, I'm from a small town in Arkansas, and I couldn't wait to get away from the small town. And as I get older, the more I miss it, some parts of it. Um, but what I love about Wylie is the fact that it is truly a community, from the business owners that really support each other, to the residents that are so engaged and involved, and do so much within this community. And it's a heartwarming feeling to know that there's such a friendly community. It really is. It's such a welcoming and friendly community that there are no outsiders and there's no strangers. And if you're nice to the people in Wylie, they're going to be nicer to you. I can promise you that. We got a comment here from Stacy. Wylie's the best. Lived here most of my life. We've always taken care of our own. Well, I don't know that anybody could say it any better, Stacy. Thank you for commenting. All right, so we've got about 7 minutes before our commercial break. So I want to go to the segment now, What's Up, Wylie? Because one of the reasons that we created these shows is because there's so much going on in all of our communities, Wylie just to be one, but that people don't know about. And there's some amazing things. We just had the pedal car races not long ago. If you don't know what that is, you ought to look it up on the internet, because it's really cool. It's a great event for kids, and the area businesses get involved. They take a little pedal car, and some people actually get them wrapped like you would a full-size vehicle with, it's really cool. So let's talk a little bit about What's Up, Wylie. What's going on? Who wants to talk about some events that everybody that's watching may want to know about?
Go ahead, Megan. I'll let you start.
Okay, so we were just kind of going over the calendar before we started. So Memorial Day is this weekend. There will be an event at Old City Park. It's every year, right at the Veterans Memorial. So there'll be a lot of activities going on with that. And then most importantly, I think we talked about on Friday of this week is the last day of school for Wylie Independent School District. So that's really exciting traffic will maybe get a little bit better around the high school and Cooper and some other places. And then in June, in the middle of the month, is I believe it's the 3rd annual Juneteenth celebration here in Wylie. So there will be a pageant and some other activities and excitement going around that weekend of June 17th, 18th, and 19th.
Okay. All right. What about you, Dr. Nutt?
I just saw that there's a lot of events at the library and the rec center, and the library is having their summer kickoff festival. I think it's on June 2nd. I'm not sure of the time on that, but it sounds like it's going to be a blast. There's food trucks, and they've got clowns if you're into that, and face painting and all kinds of fun activities. I unfortunately won't be in town, but I would definitely take my kids there if I was going to be here. But there's always fun summer activities. They have carnivals that come through Wylie a couple times a summer, and there's always stuff going on downtown. Do they still do live music downtown? Do you guys know?
I think they do. I saw something the other day where they were talking about that. Didn't they just recently have a rodeo or something downtown?
The Cross Church had their annual rodeo a few weeks ago.
I mean, it is amazing to me. I call Wylie a small town. It's not a small town. It's growing. I like Dr. Nutt's explanation that it is that small town that is close to everything. So everything is convenient. But what amazes me so much about Wylie is the fact that almost every weekend they have something going on. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not like you'll get some small towns on 4th of July and Memorial Day and some of the big major holidays. They'll have events, but it's like Wylie's got something going on for everybody just about all the time.
Yeah, and the nice thing that you brought up, 4th of July. So Wylie is bringing back fireworks. I don't think they've had fireworks since I've lived here, which is 8 years. And Stacy can maybe comment on that. But they're bringing back fireworks. I don't know if anything's been announced yet, so that's coming. But you can stay local. So there are other areas that have fireworks close by, but this year Wylie will have their own.
That's so exciting.
If anybody's watching, if anybody watching knows of any events coming up, we've got about 2 minutes before break. Go ahead and comment that. Let us know what you know that's going on in Wylie so that we can make sure our audience knows as well. We got Allison and Jenny that said hello this morning. So welcome, ladies. Another 2 co-hosts. And there's Miss Charmaine. Charmaine in Dallas. We appreciate y'all always watching and being a part of the show. Do we have anything else about Wylie before we get ready to go to commercial break and then we're going to go ahead and tease that out. We've got a couple of y'all's guests that are amazing people here. Charmaine's got something. Let's put that up really quick. Confident CPRs at Raider Nation. We talked about that, I think, last week. But that is something that if you're not CPR certified, regardless of whether you're a doctor or a nurse or a paramedic, that is a very, very important skill to have. And so I would recommend, especially if you've got kids. If you've got kids, having CPR is something that really is, because we know how kids are. I had one choke one time on something, and my wife panicked, and I didn't panic. I kind of knew what to do. At least I thought I did, and it all worked out, thank goodness. But and then Stacy, let's read what Stacy's got to say. They're still doing events that she was able to do as she was growing up here. Great traditions. Well, that's good to know. Good to know. We appreciate that. So, all right, everybody, we are going to take a real quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to let Dr. Nutt and Maegan introduce their guests. So everybody stick around. We'll be right back.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie is made possible in part by Marley Knapp with Norwex. Chemical-free sustainable solutions for your home. Dallas Jones with Rementis. Melissa Berry with Lawyer's Title. Melissa Mancini, owner of Melissa Mancini Photography. Don't let your babies grow up to be JPEGs. And by Terra Padilla with Texan Window Cleaning. Don't let dirty windows be your pane in the glass. The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Together, we can make the difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, we're back. That was quick. The commercials we just had, they're people that are part of the show, co-host, and also sponsors of the show, and we really appreciate them. And if you are in the market for photography or anything that we just advertise, make sure that you reach out to them because they are amazing, amazing people, and they will do you right. So, all right, ladies, I'm going to let Maegan go first. I'm going to let you
Okay.
introduce your guest. We'll bring him in and let him talk a little bit, and then we'll let Dr. Nutt introduce hers.
All right. Well, this is my favorite part of the show. So less about me, more about who I'm bringing on. But I am happy to have Aaron Jameson with Frost Bank join us. Aaron, he's just so pivotal in our community. For a long time, he's been part of Leadership-Wylie. He's involved in the school district. He is what Wylie is about. And so I'm excited to bring him on and hear more about him and what Frost Bank is doing in our community. Frost Bank just opened at the end of January. So they're one of our newer businesses in town, and they just hit the ground running. So I'm super excited to welcome Aaron Jameson with Frost Bank.
Yay. Welcome, Aaron.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the show. Really appreciate that. I know that you I met you a few weeks ago at one of the Master Networks meetings, and you were talking about Frost Bank. So I want to give you a chance now to tell everybody a little bit about who you are. Before you tell us about Frost Bank, just tell us about your involvement in Wylie, and then tell us about Frost Bank and the impact it's going to have here in Wylie.
Yeah, well, thank you, Lendon, and thank you, Maegan. I need to take you everywhere for those introductions. Listen, I'm like everyone else on this call. I love this place. Wylie, Texas is an amazing opportunity to raise a family, work professionally, build and find networks and community of friends and neighbors. And since the moment I stepped foot in Wylie, we bought our home here in 2019. We found any number of resources. Like Dr. Nutt mentioned, the library is a great place. My wife and I have always wanted to find a place where we could plant roots and really just have an opportunity to raise our son, who's 5-year-old, starting kindergarten this fall. It's an amazing place to live, work, and really enjoy your leisure time. So that's why I'm here, and I share a little bit about my passion for the city of Wylie.
I will have to say, the first time I met Aaron, I have to share this because it's so awesome. He said he found Wylie because there was a rainbow over his home, and it directed him to this community. And the other night, was it Friday or Saturday night? There was like a rainbow over Wylie, and I couldn't stop thinking about Aaron because I'm like, someone else is seeing this rainbow and they're going to come to Wylie because of this, just like Aaron. So I always have to share that story because I think it does make it like as magical of our city that we live in and our community. But every time I see a rainbow in Wylie, I just think of that. So I always have to share that little piece, Aaron, because I love it so much.
Yeah, no question. Look, all of us live in North Texas, and sometimes we have to drive to Fort Worth or Louisville or Denton. And I feel like every time I make my way back to Wylie, it's like I'm finding my pot of gold again. Our little place here, the people here, the shops, the stores, just a great place to live. And so right now, I'm excited about this stage of my career. I have an opportunity to lead a commercial banking team for one of the most amazing banks in Texas history. What really is cool about Frost is we're in the middle of an expansion where we're adding 30 branches to the Dallas side of Dallas-Fort Worth, which means, all the resources are available for me. And now I have a platform to really pour that into our community. Maybe the first call I made when I got this opportunity to lead this team was to Maegan. It was, hey, how do I get involved in one of the most important places that you can be involved in any community? And that's in the Wylie ISD school district. So kicked it off with some boots and barbecue fun, and I can't wait to continue to do more events and community activities just like that.
Dr. Nutt, do you have any questions for or any comments for Aaron?
Aaron, you've come to a few of Ambassador Network's meetings, and I haven't had any one-on-one time with you, but your energy is just incredible. And I just want to let you know that.
Oh, Dr. Nutt, I appreciate that. I'm actually thinking a lot about, what you were mentioning earlier, making sure that you're connected. I feel like at this point in my life and career, I try not to overlook my why. So yesterday, don't tell anyone, I took my son to work with me. We just hung out. He drove around the branch in the pink pedal car with the Frost logos on it. And I truly believe that there aren't any real places that I should be that my son and my family can't also be. And so I just feel so fortunate to have a bank that supports me and my family and our lifestyle. And to be just literally 7 minutes from the office here at home, to be able to have my son with me at all times. I know many people come to Wylie specifically for the school district. And I just think it's a beautiful opportunity that I certainly don't want to miss. And of course, having that opportunity to just share and grow with my family and be really present in the moment, because there's no way I'll ever regret him bumping into, the walls and counters in that pedal car, just because he's around me. I'm happy to have that all the time. So yeah, this is a great place to live and work.
And get ready to having your child at the office more, Aaron. I mean, you come over to my office this summer, and it's like, I have 3 kids, so it's kind of like naturally a daycare in itself. So just bring them by, bring the pedal car, I have mine. We can do races. Dr. Nutt can bring her kids. I mean, we'll just make our own summer camp here in the Wylie business community.
That's perfect.
Bouncing from office to office.
Y'all make me think about something as small business owners, and one of the reasons that we do these shows is to really let the community know who we are as small business owners, and that we're just like, our neighbors. But one of the greatest things about being a small business owner is that freedom to have time with your family, right? And be able to share, and what better way to show our kids who they can be than to take them into our places of work and show them how we interact with other people, and show them, because for a lot of people, they don't get that experience. They never get to go to mom or dad's workplace and see what's going on and see how things work and understand. And so I think it's so great. We actually had a show not long ago, and one of the guys that was on the show happened to be babysitting that day because his wife was doing something. And he goes, I don't know how this is going to go. I apologize up front. And I said, look, the part of these shows that is so compelling a lot of times is just the realism of who we are in our daily lives. So he ended up, before the show was over, he's got his little 3-year-old sitting on his lap. And of course, he's pulling the mic and everything like that. But, that's who we are, right? We're not just business owners. We're parents. We're citizens of the same place that we're doing business with the residents. And so we're just like everybody else. And that's really what we want people to understand.
Lendon, that's a great point. Not too long ago, my parents, right, one of the best jobs they could get would be at like a major manufacturing plant or like Goodyear Tire. And let's be honest, that's not a place where you can typically bring your kids or let them see you work, and you become very disconnected from family. So I think one of the special things about Wylie is that, many small business owners, people like myself that work in organizations that support small businesses, we're really thinking about how the family can be impacted. So when I go to an event, I'm not thinking about signing up or finding new customers. I'm thinking about creating great human experiences in our interactions. And Frost is really known for doing that across the state. And I just feel fortunate to get to do that. At the end of the day, that's the why. Why are we working with integrity? Why are we working to create opportunities? It's so we can have more of those really quality moments with our family. And I don't know, I could get really sappy about this. Megan, I'm like this all the time. I'm always thinking about that. But at the end of the day, that's really what powers my engine. That's what brings out that energy you mentioned, Dr. Nutt.
Awesome. Well, we have another guest to introduce. So I'm going to let Dr. Nutt introduce her guest. We're going to bring Monica on, and we're going to let her talk a little bit about her business and being in this local community here. And so go ahead, Dr. Nutt.
Yes, thank you. I'm excited to have Monica on today. Monica Landeros-Jimenez is the marketing director at StretchLab, just down the road in Murphy. And StretchLab is very near and dear to my heart because I actually work there a couple days a week. And I have since they opened in January of last year. Monica is incredible. She sets up all of our pop-up events. She does all of our social media. She comes in and takes pictures, and I love when she does because I know I'm going to be looking good. She's got all the good angles, and I'm happy to have her here today to talk more about StretchLab.
All right. Welcome, Monica.
Good morning, everyone. I want to preface that if anything sounds bad, remember, let me know to take out these headphones and we'll just talk into the computer.
Your sound, your audio is better than anybody else's. So whatever you were worried about at the beginning, you killed it. You're doing well.
Oh, thanks, Megan. Awesome, guys. So yeah, I'm the marketing manager over at StretchLab Murphy, which guys, we know Murphy and Wylie is just simply connected by that long corridor of 5.4 FM. It's just like that connector through all our cities and towns. And it's really hard sometimes to see where Wylie ends and where Murphy starts, which is almost a beauty because we're just all part of the same community. We're all shopping at each other's businesses. We're all spending our locally earned dollars here in the community. Our owner is a couple, and they're from Lucas. So they live right down the road too. I know people, when they think of brands that are big, like StretchLab, it's a brand out of California, and there's 300 studios now. We're part of one of those. In 3 years, it's grown. And so people will say, oh, that's a big brand, I'm going to go somewhere else. But just keep in mind, like Chelsea said, she is a local employee. And when we go visit her to get stretched at StretchLab, she gets paid and then she's spending her money locally. And that's what it's all about, driving our local economy. And as a marketing manager over here at StretchLab Murphy, I do work from home, but I visit the studio often. And I've been part of your Murphy and Wylie communities for 9 years now. And that's crazy to say because as you guys have been talking about your experiences with the pedal car and the rainbows, and I'm like, yes, I know all of that because I've lived here too, right down the road. So originally from Chicago, and just have kind of moved around over the years because my career took me there, and we took kind of that family time that a lot of people have to do at some point in their careers. And I stayed home. So part of that was coming to a state where I could stay home. And that's Texas, guys. I hear a lot of people say, I got here as soon as possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how I feel. I'm one of those transplants. And so moved here 9 years ago. My husband works for State Farm Insurance, and we came for City Line in Richardson when it was just a pit in the ground with half a building, and we see how it's grown since then. So our kids go to Wylie ISD. We shop at all the local stores, spend all our local money, and just by being part of the community, I was interested in the studio in Murphy, and I became a member. So as a member, I got to know everyone. And eventually, as we say, when I get a job, I never leave. So they had to hire me. So now I work for them. And I really believe in the brand. It's a one-to-one stretch studio. And that just means it's assisted stretching. It's not a class. You come in. It's an open concept studio. If you haven't been by us, just come in, pop in. We're over by Jason's Deli and the new little Walgreens. Pop in, just say, Monica said I could stop in, because that's totally cool. And you could look around. It's open concept, and that means you could see everything going on. We have 10 to 11 benches where people are getting stretched, and the stretches are either 25 minutes or 50 minutes. And Chelsea is one of our flexologists, which is a title we give for the highly trained person who is going to work with you for that 25 or 50-minute stretch.
Awesome. Well, we're right up against the break right now, so I wanna take this commercial break, and then Monica, we're gonna come right back to you and let you talk a little bit about more about that. We're gonna let Aaron talk a little bit more, and then we're gonna get into our roundtable topic: the importance of community engagement as a small business professional. So everybody, stick around. We're gonna be right back, and Monica will be right back with you. All right.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie is made possible in part by Juan Payon and JP Direct Health, providing affordable health insurance solutions as a proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Allison Wilson and Community Wealth Advisors, Life Well Planned. Angela Tucker with Coldwell Banker Apex. Here to help you discover your real estate dreams and build wealth through all stages of life. Dr. Chelsea Nutt with Retrouve Wellness. Feel it to heal it. And by Cordell Reynolds with New Res Mortgage. Your mortgage journey starts right now. You are watching the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Together we can make the difference. And now back to the show.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We were talking to Monica before the break, and we're going to let her continue talking a little bit about StretchLab, which I think is amazing. I've been in the fitness industry, or was, for about 15 years before going into mortgage and real estate. And then look where I am now. I don't know how that happened, but it's not your typical career path for sure. But one of the things that are missed a lot in the fitness community is the stretching and how important stretching is. So Monica, talk a little bit more about Stretch Labs. Why should a person want to go to Stretch Labs? Where are they going to see a benefit, and how's it going to help them?
Sure. We have people come in for so many reasons. They might want to be increasing their athletic aptitude, their flexibility, but guys, you don't have to be an athlete to come in. We have people in ranges from, my son was stretched when he was 6. So from age 6 or possibly younger until
Our youngest
80,
was 3.
83. I was going to say, remember, we were talking about that a few weeks ago. So you don't have to be, let's say, athletic or having that goal of being in a competition to be more flexible. Flexibility is really related to pain management. So if you're looking to get a little pain-free, maybe you've tried different things and nothing's worked, come try us. Every stretch is half price on your first time coming to us. So I know people get really concerned about pricing. So we do try to help you come in, and it's really just either people are looking to be pain-free, they're looking to get more flexible for their athleticism, and I just had someone tell me, I just like being here. This is part of my this is part of my day. Like, they come once or twice a week, once they get a plan that they figure out what they want for their stretch package or whatever they get. And he's just like, man, this is just like the hour for myself and my day. And he's like, you guys play cool music. Like, I like the vibe. Like, we talk, it's open concept. So, I mean, it's really a range of reasons. I know when I go in personally, I have tight hamstrings. So they'll always try to stretch me, and I'll be like, that's the limit, and so they'll breathe through and we'll stretch a little better. And I mean, it's not like just one part of your body, they're getting to everything. And Chelsea is wonderful as well, because every flexologist brings kind of part of their life with them. And so where flexologists are certified in other things like kinesiology, certifications in chiropractor, they're a massage therapist, they are personal trainers. So we do ask for that background. They're not just coming in off the street, they are trained. And they're really working with you. We have a machine, I call it a machine, it's a computer in the back. And so you'll get up and you'll do your squats. It's watching you, it has eyes, like a camera is facing you. And so we call that the MAPS machine, the MAPS score. So this is, Chelsea could tell you better everything, every little detail, but I do recommend you come in and try it out. I mean, why not? And it's going to tell you if you're leaning, and it sees your joints and it's telling you, oh my gosh, your right glute is really needs some focus. And so over time, you keep going back to this and you'll see like, wow, it's really corrected with these long-term stretching. people say, oh, stretch myself, I go to yoga, and that's great, but not everyone does. So even myself being a fitness instructor in the fitness industry, I could say I would need more stretching. So they're doing things that you cannot do to yourself. You don't want someone trying to throw your leg over and stretch your hip out the way they're doing it. They really are just wonderful. You walk out with like this amazing kind of rush and this blood flow that you just kind of take into the rest of your day, where like that guy said, he's just coming to feel great, and he's on to the next thing. And
That's
he's
what I was gonna
living a little
ask
better.
you. I was gonna ask you also, as someone that is getting older, and a lot of athletic injuries over the years, I found myself getting less and less flexible. And I know because of that, I assume that there's a lot of the blood flow, that circulation that's just not as good as it used to be. And I think all of that kind of plays a part. And talk a little bit about how, if you are someone that is gradually getting older and you've had some injuries in the past, how stretching could really help. Pain management, I know is true, but also just the circulation. I mean, because I think so many of the elderly community, one of the problems they have is circulation, right? I mean, the blood just doesn't flow like it used to. They're not doing the cardio exercises like they used to. And so, is that something that could be helpful?
Oh, definitely. I think they are stretching you while you are on the soft padded bench, and you're laying down, but they're pulling you, maybe diagonally, this way, that way, to help you kind of position yourself. You're coming on your left side, on your right side, you're flipping over, you're maybe sitting up, and they're helping you do one of these or one of those. So for sure, you are getting more mobility, and with more mobility comes better health. And it's not a passive event to be stretched. As a high anxiety person, I used to only come in as a member for a 25-minute stretch, and I mean, I needed a break. I would get up, I'd be jittery, and so I worked my way up to a 50-minute stretch. And it's just fantastic once you get that full stretch. Sometimes people just have time for 25 or 50. So I believe if you want better results, you'd want to come for, that longer stretch, and possibly every week, if not maybe a little more, or switch out the times you're coming, because you're not going to get benefit over a long term coming for 25 minutes once a month, say.
Right.
You'll want to be on like a, I guess, like a plan or like a program, so you can feel better, not just for one day, but say like 4 days later, wow, I feel great. And I wonder if it's StretchLab, because that's what's the different thing. And maybe it is.
Right. Well, it's time now to go to our roundtable discussion, and it's something that we're going to be talking about each and every month. We're going to have a topic each month that we go over, that's going to talk about small business and how they engage and talk about their involvement in the community. So that is what we're talking about today: the importance of community involvement and how it impacts a business's success. So the reason this was our first topic is because for a lot of residents and consumers that aren't small business owners, they can sometimes perceive a small business owner, a small business, is being that vilified one percenters out there in our world, right? And if you've ever been a small business owner, you know that one percenter for a lot of us is still a dream. We're still trying to get there. It's not. You don't open a business and all of a sudden you retire in the Caribbean somewhere. So understanding that, I want to talk today about why it's so important for small businesses to get involved in the community and let the community see that we're just another resident, just like them, that has a passion to do and serve the way that we do and serve. And then kind of what we talked about before with Aaron, just we choose our careers a lot of times based on what that will allow us to do and be for our family. So, and that's something that I think the community needs to understand about our local small businesses is, just like you said, Monica, Stretch Labs is a large national corporation, but the owners of this particular franchise live here locally and they hire local. And the money that is produced out of that particular uh, business is distributed probably more locally than anywhere else. So, who wants to take this first and talk a little bit about why it's important for a small business to get engaged in their community?
I'll go ahead and start with this one. We did actually StretchLab did a pop-up event at the Run for Heroes 5K in downtown Wylie last month, I believe. And if you want to understand the impact of small business and kind of how these people have a passion to serve the community, all you need to do is go to one of these community events, because they have different vendors there from different businesses in the community, and those business owners are there, facing forward into the community and selling their product and talking to people and forming those relationships. And you can just feel their passion, and you can feel how much they care just in those events.
Right. And the appreciation too, right? I mean, because it's being a small business owner is challenging in itself. There's so many challenges. And I think that many times a locally owned business, small business, is way more appreciative uh, of the customers that they have than maybe some of the larger corporate structures that you can't talk to a manager, you can't talk to anyone. It's not that friendly community type um, structure. I mean, does that make sense what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen this go around a couple of times, but if you go to a youth sports event, baseball, soccer, and all the banners are small businesses. It's not your large corporations, because those are the ones who are serving your community and think that what you're doing, your sports, your groups are important. And I've always just kind of taken that to heart and the importance of that, because and Wylie's 99% small business, 99. So I think the school district is like the 1%. We're talking about Lendon, the 1%.
Right.
But 99% of small businesses, and nothing gets done around here without the support of our small businesses. Bluegrass on Ballard will not get put on without small businesses. Juneteenth will not get put on without small businesses. So I think that's one thing that's really amazing is I talk to quite a few businesses that come in and they say, well, how do I get started? And it's just jump in, like just find something you're passionate in and just do it. If you're passionate in little tiny cars with kids racing in them, just help out. No one's going to turn you down for your volunteerism. And that's how you're going to start to build those connections. And Wylie makes it easy because we are built on small businesses. So you're not going to have some of the larger businesses coming in to kind of take, not the spotlight per se, but come in and just run the show, right? It's all small business and small business leaders and volunteerism that makes it come together. And Murphy is very much similar too. The Murphy,
Exactly.
Saxby, and Wylie pretty much act in the same
The triplets.
realm. Yes, in the same realm.
And Megan, or I tell you, Aaron, I want to address this question to you. Feeding off of what Megan said, if you're a new business coming in or an existing business and you're looking to expand, how important is it to get into those community events, meet these other business owners that can become brand ambassadors for your particular business? I mean, if you build those type of relationships that you want to build, they're going to sing your praises of who you are and what you do to their circle and their spheres as well, right? I know that just by the first time I saw you at the Master Networks talking about Frost, I feel like Frost is the same way. Frost is a large bank that and that's why they have branches, right? They get into the community because they want to be part of the community. It's not one just big old bank that just sits in the middle of somewhere and tries to pull. They actually go into the community to be a part of the community.
Listen, Lendon, you're speaking my language. You're gonna get me all fired up over here. Listen.
I want to, because that's what I saw at Master Networks that day, and I was like, I hadn't had my coffee that morning, and I didn't need it by the time I left after you got so excited and so fired up.
Aaron is coffee.
Lendon, let's make it clear, right? Small business is the backbone of the economy here in the United States of America. At Frost, it is my responsibility. You know, they've given me the keys to a local franchise of a $60 billion bank. And so I'm operating like a small business. I'm thinking with my marketing hat. I'm thinking with my, with my accounts receivable hat every day. And the main thing that I do, I think that the secret sauce that I bring to the table is that I want to sit down with individual small business owners like Maegan or Dr. Nutt and really have that conversation about what is your dream and how can I help you achieve that through financial practices that make that a reality, starting with things like giving you access to working with the Small Business Administration. You know, if you're a startup or an entrepreneur in your first 2 years, I can show you the pathway to get funding without having that historical financials, right? I think, what we do as a bank at Frost is we want to make it really hyper local. So when you call our customer service line, it's 24/7 and all of the people are in San Antonio. We're not talking about in other parts of the world or other parts of the globe. We're talking right here in Texas. And then, last but not least, I think there really are 3 places where a community comes together. One, it starts with the school districts. We've talked about that already. Those are where our kids are. And then 2, specifically our local government, looking really closely at how our city council and EDC work together. And then finally, the business community. And as we've all discussed, that's based on small business owners in this area. And when those 3 are working together, then we have all the things that we have today. We have access, transparency, we have thriving companies. And while those folks might not be 1%ers yet, right? My job is to try and help you get there. And I really take a lot of pride in that. And one more thing, Lendon, look, I'm not ambitious in my career to say I want to handle the biggest dollars or the largest loans. I specifically chose to work with companies that have $0 to $10 million in annual revenues, right? Those are emerging companies. Those are small financial ecosystems that power the families that live in this area, a few employees, a few families. And to me, that makes the biggest difference in the lives of those folks and our overall economy. Listen, Lendon, I could go on and on about how important small business is. But at the end of the day, it really is about people. And at Frost, we bank people. We want to sit down with individuals. We want to talk to them about what's important to them and find ways to achieve those goals. So wherever you are in the journey, ask me and I will walk alongside of you until you no longer want to walk with me. But in reality, that usually helps us find success. I'm gonna pause there, Lendon, because woo.
That's okay. I'm gonna hit a break real quick, and then when we come back, I wanna follow up on what you said, Aaron, because it's so very important, for us to talk about that. So we're gonna take a quick break, and we will. Let me make sure I've got it set up here, and we will be right back.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie is made possible in part by One Payon and JP Direct Health, providing affordable health insurance solutions as a proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Lendon Wilson and Community Wealth Advisors, Life Well Planned. Angela Tucker with Coldwell Banker Apex. Here to help you discover your real estate dreams and build wealth through all stages of life. Dr. Chelsea Nutt with Retrouve Wellness. Feel it to heal it. And by Cordell Reynolds with New Res Mortgage. Your mortgage journey starts right now. The Difference Media LLC is made possible by the following partners and sponsors.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, discounts for seniors, military personnel, and students, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust. Do you love the great outdoors but hate tent camping? Well, then you need to check out North Texas Glamping Adventures. We offer a one-of-a-kind glamping experience. Our 2021 32-foot travel trailer that sleeps 5 is fully furnished and equipped with all the luxuries of home, including everything you need for a comfortable stay, including linens, towels, a kitchenette, and a private bathroom. Even lanterns, an outdoor cook stove, and chairs. But the best part is, we will even deliver and set up your travel trailer for you within 75 miles of Wylie, Texas. So all you have to do is show up and enjoy your outdoor adventure. So if you have been dreaming about a weekend at the lake or campground, then click the link in the description or give us a call at 214-883-1294. So what are you waiting for? Book your stay at North Texas Glamping Adventures through OutdoorsE.com today.
In your car, at work, at home, and through your ear pods.
That's why I listen.
2940 The Difference. On air everywhere.
The Difference, its show's host and co-host would like to thank all of our sponsors, because together, we can all make the difference. To learn more about our sponsors, go to our website, www.thedifferenceradio.com. And now back to the show.
All right, we are back. Aaron had us all fired up. I hope we didn't lose that energy. I know I didn't. And I do want to make a quick announcement, though. We do have a new radio station, 2940 The Difference. It's internet radio. We are not live on the radio at this point. We hope to be by June, but you can catch a replay of this tomorrow and listen to that at 8:30 a.m. Every day, 8:30 a.m. We're having replays of the Wylie Community Difference show. So got some great music on that station as well, and doing some amazing things with it. But Aaron, I wanted to address this really quick. And one of the reasons we created the Community Difference when we did is because I've been an entrepreneur for 30 years, and I've hit the peaks and the valleys and the canyons, right? And there's two things really that a small business person struggles with. Number one is obscurity. That's really the number one thing. Not enough people knew who they were and what they were doing. If that had changed, if there was a way to bring more awareness, they probably would have done much, much better, or could do much, much better. The other thing, and Aaron, you're going to like this one because I'm teeing it up for you right here. They're underfunded, right? Yeah. Most businesses are underfunded, and it's just the nature of the beast when you start off as an entrepreneur. And so finding a good relationship with a good lender that is passionate about the community, I think is going to be something that the small businesses need to be aware of. And so that's why when you talked that day about Frost Bank, I was like, I like that guy. I like what Frost is all about. So we want to talk about that a little bit. Then we're going to, I think we got about 7 minutes left before the end of the show. And I'm going to give everybody a chance to talk a little bit about how people can get in touch with you.
I think Lendon. Oh, go ahead, Aaron.
Oh, no, go ahead, Megan, because I was about to go on a riff.
Well, I was going to say to your first part, Lendon, about being seen, is I kind of hold the business owners to that accountability, right? Is if you want to be seen, get out there and do it. And yes, there's only 24 hours in a day, but get out of your office and either serve or do something to bring you that visibility. And I think you have to own that accountability. No one's going to come drag you out and be like, come serve with me, come do this. Like, you have to own that piece as a business owner. And that's how you start to make those connections. That's how people start to get used to your brand. That's how they get to know you as the most visual part of your brand as well. And sometimes they'll fill your cup. So as a brand new business, like, it's lonely. Like, you may be calling your own office to make sure the phones are working, right? And so to get out of kind of that mental state of, this isn't working, I'm having a really hard time, there's no better way to like shift your mindset than getting out to serve your community, because no matter, they'll take your time, right? Volunteerism, anyone will take your time, and you can kind of reset, refocus. And so when you go back to the office, you're in a new mindset of like, okay, we can do this. And tomorrow I'm going to go give another hour. And so, but the accountability starts with you as the business owner, because like I said, no one's going to come in and force you out of your office. You have to do that yourself. And serving is free, right? It's sweat equity, as we call it.
It's free advertising and free marketing to go out and volunteer.
Yeah. So to your first point, I just wanted to say is like, you got to own that as a business owner, and build that into your timeline, block it out, block it in your calendar, and it will go far. It will.
I agree. I think though that part of the problem with that, Megan, for new business owners especially, is they are more they're not marketers, or they're not advertising specialists, and so they're trying to do more of a commercialization of their branding rather than a humanization of the branding. And if you're in a small town like Wylie, a commercialized brand is not as effective, nearly as effective as a humanized brand, where you are out in the middle of everything and you're doing the hard work, right? And so I agree with you 100%. And I think that I'm hoping that these type of shows can help those small businesses understand that jump on the bandwagon and be a part of the community involvement and engagement, because it is going to help. We've got about 4 minutes left. I do want Aaron to chime in on what he was going to say, and then I'm going to give you 60 seconds to talk a little bit, and then we'll get ready to close out.
You talked about underfunded, and that was your second point, and it's so true. So for someone like me, I know that I have in order to give small businesses access to capital. And I came the long way. I didn't come from the traditionally credit trained, mindset. So I'm constantly thinking about how to translate the information about how to get access to capital from the wound up ways that bankers and banks have created it into the way that everyday people can understand. Partnering with your CPA, understand the documentation, and helping people get that funding. Whether it's for marketing specifically, to make sure that you're doing the right advertising or doing the right events locally, whether it's for equipment. But at the end of the day, giving businesses access to that capital is my number one focus, and specifically small business owners in that emerging segment. Rather than chasing the big fish, I'm working with emerging companies so that they become the big fish.
Awesome. Well, Aaron, we've got scrolling at the bottom a little bit about how to get in touch with you, your contact information. But if you want to go ahead and verify all of that and let people know if they're looking for business funding or any other type of banking, that how to get in touch with you.
Yeah, look, everything at the bottom looks really accurate to me. I just want to make sure I share with you one of our value propositions. It's my favorite, and it's that everyone at Frost is significant. It doesn't matter your title, and it doesn't matter the size of your nest egg. So let's come have one of those one-on-one conversations, help you get to your dreams, or feel free to refer people to me. And the best part is you can swing by next to the Tom Thumb right here in Wylie. If I'm not there, my folks will track me down, and we can either go have a pizza at the corner or across the street at Fuzzy's Taco. But regardless, I'm going to stay right here in this community, and I plan to be here for a long time.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Monica, share a little bit about how to get in touch with you and StretchLab.
Sure. So my email's scrolling at the bottom. If that's too long, find us on Instagram or social media at StretchLab Murphy. I handle those DMs, so contact me or throw a comment and I'll find you. We will stretch for free at your events. We will pay vendor booths if we need to. We would love to come stretch at your business. If you want your employees to have a stretch day, we'll come in on lunch hour around that time. And we do 2 free events a week at least. So we'd love to be part of that with your community, speaking of. And if that doesn't work for you, let me know and I'll get you freebies for your fundraisers, free stretches, free items, so you could raffle that off and have something for your school event, your work event. Maybe it's just a great day you want to honor your employees. Thanks, guys.
Okay. All right, Dr. Nutt.
Yes. Yep. There's my information. It's my email, my phone number. You can either text or call me if you want to get in touch or talk about setting up an appointment. For me, health is a creative process. So before we even start, I'd like to have a conversation about what your health goals are, so that we're on the same page. I know what you're looking for and I can help you get there.
All right, Maegan, you got about 15 seconds. I hate to rush you.
It's all right. You will find me next at 11:30 at the Chamber Luncheon. So if you're there, come by, say hi. Otherwise, all my contact is scrolling below.
All right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. We really appreciate it. This is episode, I believe, 7. And we've almost finished a month. It seems like we've been doing it forever, and it's been awesome. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And we'll be back on 11:30 Thursday morning. So have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
Thank
so
you
much,
for
Lendon.
watching today's show. If you like today's show, please share, like, and subscribe, and make sure to shop, buy, and hire in Wylie. Special thanks to all the guests, co-hosts, and sponsors of the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie.
Thank you for tuning in and watching our show. If you would like to see our next show, or more shows like this one, just click the QR code and go to show schedules, or just follow and subscribe to our channels to get updates and notifications of this show, and many others like it.